This past weekend, the last 3 days, I've been immersed in AlienCon here in LA.
Oh,
Friday, Saturday, and today Sunday is the final day, which is why I only have limited time on the podcast today because I got to get ready to go back out there and for the final day of this 3 day convention. And I have to say, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been an absolute blast. I would go back in a second. It was so cool. The way they plan it is like throughout the day, they just have lectures and panels, back to back. So you kind of have to plan your day about which lecture you're going to sit in and what you're going to listen to. But once you plan it out and you go from, conference hall to conference hall, the days just fly by, and you get some really great information, and you meet some great researchers. Like I said, I met Linda Moulton Howe yesterday. I talked to Richard Dolan, George Knapp, Jeremy Corbell. All of them are there. So today, today the big one is William Shatner is showing up.
oh wow.
And you may think to yourself, well, what the fuck has William Shatner got to do with UFOs and aliens? Well, not a lot, except, and here's the marketing angle. He has a brand new TV show called The Unexplained with William Shatner, starting July 19th on the History Channel. And when you go into AlienCon, there's this ginormous poster just hanging from the ceiling with Shatner's face, The Unexplained with William Shatner. So he's I guess he's going to be promoting that, but he's also going to talk about Star Trek and blah 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 or whatever.
He did a few he did a few TV shows back in the
70s.
what
Right?
was it, 70s.
Yeah.
He narrated a couple of like TV movie style unexplained things. Then
Yeah.
he did a few TV series things. So he's kind of been involved with it. But I think once again, I think it's that kind of Star Trek movie spin-off. Let's get William Shatner to do it because he's Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
And everybody recognizes his face, and he's kind of an authority on sci-fi because
Right.
he's Captain Kirk.
Because in reality, he doesn't know a goddamn thing about it.
No.
I keep thinking it's because when you watch something like
Well,
Star Trek or William Shatner, you're enjoying it for the character he's playing, but in reality, for him, it's just a fucking paycheck. He just shows up,
But-
puts on the costume, and says some lines.
Yeah. But on the flip side, you look at Leonard Nimoy and In Search Of.
Mm-hmm.
Completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched. I must say, I mean, that was the American version of Over Here, Arthur C. Clarke's
Yeah,
Mysterious
exactly.
World.
Exactly.
But I've watched those episodes so many times, and it's kind of like he is more of a character you'd think to be investigating the paranormal than William Shatner. But
Well, he's dead.
I don't
though.
know. But I know he's dead. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now he's a ghost.
He's a ghost.
Now he's a spot ghost.
But dude, they have autograph sessions for all these, and it's weird because everyone calls them celebrities, but then I guess they are
They're just
celebrities,
people.
but
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
UFO researchers who have made a name for themselves with their books or their TV appearances or their research or whatever the case may be. And they
Yeah,
have-
it was like William Shatner's 88 years old.
I
just checked
know.
his age.
I
Yeah.
know. But he looks great, dude. He's still fucking up and about, and he's got all his marbles, and he's active, and he's doing good. He's not like a typical 88-year-old. But
Yeah, well, I tell you, the thing about, I think that's a bit about American culture really, is that you will get sort of celebrities and actors turning up in places like that.
uh-huh.
But if it was Britain, you couldn't imagine someone like, was it Paul Darrow who played Avon,
Avon,
in Blake
yeah,
7?
he
You
just-
couldn't imagine him turning up at a place like that.
Well, he's dead now, right? He died like
Yeah,
a
that's-
week ago. That was sad
Yeah, it was a shame.
because I loved Blake 7, man. That was a
Yeah.
great fucking show, and he was even though it was Blake's 7, Avon was
Yeah.
the star.
Yeah,
Come
Avon
on.
was the Avon was the guy you
Avon
loved.
was the guy, yeah. He was
Yeah.
the guy in the show. He was great. That kind of anti-hero character,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
he's like he's a good guy, but he's also a piece of shit.
But if you think about it, when the after the spoiler, after the Liberator was destroyed, sorry, 40 years later, but the thing is, when they had the, what was it called, the Scorpio,
Scorpio, yeah,
Yeah, that
the
was
the UK version of the Millennium Falcon,
yes,
Even though what's his name, the guy with the curly hair, kind of took over Blake's place.
Tarrant.
The ex
Tarrant.
Tarrant.
Yeah.
He was like he defected, didn't he, from the
Federation?
From the Federation.
Yeah.
But even though then, it was still kind of like Avon was the leader.
Avon was the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's probably a ton of people listening right now who like Avon. Doesn't that like cosmetics? Blake 7? What the fuck is this bullshit? What are they talking about? It's a little bit inside baseball, right? Where we're talking about stuff that a lot of people don't know. But if I'm going to tell people right now that if you are a science fiction fan and if you love good stories, good science fiction stories, and good drama and great acting, shit special effects, crappy sets, but awesome stories, awesome acting, I would strongly advise you to seek out the television show Blake's 7. You will not be disappointed. It is phenomenal.
I would say also that British sci-fi is very different from American sci-fi.
Yes.
Because everyone in American sci-fi is a lieutenant or a captain, or it's all military ranks. But British sci-fi, like Blake 7, they were like the Dirty Dozen in space.
It was, that's a good way of putting it. Now it really was.
Freedom fighters.
It really was. It was the Dirty Dozen. And you know what's crazy, dude, is like, if you rewatch Blake 7, especially the first few episodes. When when they frame Blake, and because he's a freedom fighter fighting against the totalitarian state, and they frame him for child molestation.
Yeah.
That, and you think about that. This was like what, 1978, 79.
Yeah.
And this kind of taboo thing was plastered on television. They would never do that now. That's fucking hardcore.
No, they'd only do that in real life now.
Yeah,
That's the only
exactly.
thing. It's like it was prophetic.
I know, yeah. But truly great show, and it's sad to see the passing of Paul Darrow, who played Avon. He was a great actor. Dude. That part of Avon, I know that he's gonna be remembered for that part for the rest of his, forever.
He did a lot of other stuff. He did a lot of films.
He did a lot of other stuff, but Avon that was the guy. That was the main, and he fucking nailed it, man. He was great. He was fucking great at that part.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, and I liked it because he wasn't really so much of an anti-hero. He was kind of like someone who probably would have liked to have been a psychopath, but his conscience inconveniently got in the way, if you know what I mean.
Because that was
what I liked about his character was like, I'm going to do this because it will save all of us, but primarily it will save myself.
Yeah.
And that's what's number one is me.
Well, his attitude was, same him. Yeah, his attitude was very selfish. It was all about him. If it saved him, and if coincidentally it would save like a bunch of other people too, that's fine. But ultimately, it's to save him. But at the time, on television, especially on science fiction, like I remember that Avon beats up a woman. He punches a woman, and it was like outrage, and it was like, no, well, that was his character. There was no discrimination. There was no like, oh, I can't hit a woman. He was like, no, if you're gonna fuck around with me, I'm gonna fuck you around with you back. And it was that was the character of Avon. He was very hardcore, very selfish, very hardcore. He would do what needed to be done to preserve his life and his prosperity.